Bonjour tout le monde. Hello everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Learn French with Madame. Today we are going to talk about the last part of our vocab for chapter 2, vocab 2. This unit was all about throwing a party and things that you might do in order to organize for the party, such as cleaning the house, buying certain things, and doing certain chores to get ready. So, let's go ahead and start talking about the phrases from this unit, asking if things have already been done, if things still need to be done, and making sure that we have everything done off of our checklist. Okay, so the first thing that I want to ask you is how we're feeling so far with the vocab. If you can leave me a comment or circle on your screen something that represents your face on how you're feeling about the vocab so far, I would be super appreciative of it. I just want to check in and see how we're doing so far. All right. So let's jump in. There's not too many words to talk about today, just a few, about under 10. So our first word is Tupa mede. We should be able to make and pick out what this word means based off of just knowing some previous words from French 1 and French 2, and then also being able to figure out what that last word means, aider. So Tupa we learned back in French 1, or French 2, which means you can. And so mede should be looking a little bit like aid. And when we aid somebody, we help them. So tu peux m'aider, can you help me? So if I say tu peux m'aider à acheter des fruits secs, can you help me buy some dried fruit? Or tu peux m'aider à faire le ménage, can you help me do the housework? All of those things. So tu peux m'aider, can you help me? Okay, I say it, then you say it, and then we'll move on to our next word. Okay, I'll start it off. Tu peux m'aider. Now your turn. Excellent. Tu peux m'aider? Can you help me? Prochain mot, tu as pensé à. So we should be able to translate this entire sentence based off of all the passé composé that we've done and using words that we've learned from French 1 and French 2. So tu as pensé à is the beginning of a sentence of asking if you had thought about something. So if I say tu as pensé à nettoyer la maison, have you thought about cleaning the house? Or tu as pensé à envoyer les invitations, have you thought about sending the invitations? We're just double checking that somebody had thought about something, making sure that we don't forget anything off of the list. Okay, I'll say it and then you say it. Tu as pensé à. Excellent. Très bien. Okay, so little next word is tu as bien. Tu as bien. Are you sure? Tu as bien. Are you sure? Making sure that we've done something. So if I say tu as bien envoyé les invitations, are you sure that you mailed the invitations? Or tu as bien passé l'aspirateur, are you sure that you vacuumed? Making sure that we, again, just have everything off of our list already checked off. Okay, I'll say it and then you say it. Tu as bien. Excellent. Très bien. Okay, so a quick little pop quiz for you. Translate. What do you think is have you thought about in French? So translate that sentence for me in French. Have you thought about? I'll give you a couple of seconds. If you need a little bit more time, you can pause the video to finish up your translation on it, and then we'll go over it and we'll move on. Okay, so I'll give you a couple of seconds starting now. Okay, so we should have translated have you thought about to tu as pensé à. Have you thought about tu as pensé à? Have you thought about? Okay, so our next one is are you sure? The same thing, translate that whole sentence or that whole phrase into French for me. You can pause the video if you need a little bit more time, but have or are you sure is what we're translating. Are you sure? All right, I'll give you a couple of seconds to translate it starting now. Okay, we should have said something along the lines of tu as bien. Tu as bien. Are you sure? Tu as bien. All right. Our next phrase, j'ai complètement oublié. J'ai complètement oublié. You've heard me say j'ai oublié a couple of times before. Complètement, we learned back in French too when we learned adverbs. We know that complete means complete, and then when we slap that ment onto the end, it means that ly in French, like quickly, slowly, completely. So that ment is our adverb ending for it. So complètement, completely, j'ai complètement oublié. I completely forgot. That's a super useful phrase. We're humans, we forget things all of the time. So I'll say it and then you say it, and then we'll move on to our next word and we'll come back and revisit this one in a second. All right, I say it first. J'ai complètement oublié. And now it's your turn. Très bien. I completely forgot. Excellent. Mais oui, but of course. So we don't talk like that in English. We don't say but of course. We just say of course, so it can mean the same thing. But of course or of course. Mais oui just means of course. So if you're responding to somebody and they said, Tu peux m'aider? Can you help me? You say, mais oui, but of course I can. So, mais oui, I'll say it and then you say super facile. I'll say it first, mais oui, and your turn. Très bien, mais oui. All right. So translate for me, of course. All right. Translate, of course. Mais oui. Très bien. All right. Our next one, I completely forgot. I completely forgot. Translate that sentence for me. I completely forgot. All right, we should have said something along the lines of J'ai complètement oublié. J'ai complètement oublié. All right, we're about halfway done with the vocab so far. Only a couple more words. Tu as déjà. Did you already? So if I say Tu as déjà envoyé les invitations, did you already send the invitations? Or Tu as déjà acheté des cacahuètes. Did you already buy some peanuts? Etc. etc. So tu as déjà, have you already, or did you already? All right, I'll say it and then I want you guys to say it next and then we'll move on to our next word. So I'll say it first and then it will be your turn. Tu as déjà. And now your turn. Excellent. Tu as déjà. Have you already or did you already? Okay, c'est bon. This is something that we should already know. C'est bon, which just means it's all good or it's all taken care of. When we just say c'est bon, it means it's good. But when we're talking about like this chapter and asking if something has been done and somebody says c'est bon, it means that it's all taken care of. So we don't have to worry about it anymore. Either way, just saying everything is a-okay and we're all set. C'est bon, I'll say it and then you say it. C'est bon. And your turn. Excellent. Très bien. Okay? Our last word is est-ce qu'il y a encore? Est-ce qu'il y a encore? Is there still? So if I say est-ce qu'il y a encore des choses à faire? Is there still things to do? Est-ce qu'il y a encore des choses à faire? Is there still something to do? You could also ask if there's still more of something. If you say est-ce qu'il y a encore des cacahuètes? Is there still some peanuts? Or est-ce qu'il y a encore des invitations? Are there still some invitations? Asking if there's more of something. But most of the time, you'll probably use this to say, is there anything else that needs to be done? So, est-ce qu'il y a encore? And then you can put des choses à faire at the very end to say, is there anything else or is there still something that needs to be done? All right, I'll say it and then you say it, and then we'll do a quick little review of the last couple of words, and that will be it for our video today. So I'll say it first, and then it will be your turn. Est-ce qu'il y a encore? Your turn. Excellent. Très bien. Okay, révision. So translate, it is all taken care of, or it's all good. C'est bon, that's what our answer should have been, is c'est bon, it's all good, it's all taken care of. Our next one is did you already, or have you already? All right, we should have said tu as déjà. So tu as déjà, have you already, or did you already? Tu as déjà. And our last one for the day, is there still? Is there still? Translate that last one for me. You can pause the video if I don't give you enough time because this one's a little bit long. But is there still? Okay, we should have said est-ce qu'il y a encore? Is there still est-ce qu'il y a encore? All right, that is it for all of our vocab for this chapter. If you have any questions, don't forget you can always send me an email or leave me a comment. Si vous avez des questions, n'oubliez pas de m'envoyer un email. If you have a question, don't forget to send me an email. Mais c'est tout pour aujourd'hui et à plus!